People talk about grief like it's only pain, but grief is also a portal. A brutal one, yes, but a portal all the same. Grief did not just take from me, it taught me. It stripped me down to truth, broke my illusions, and forced me to meet parts of myself I never would have found any other way. Welcome back to our Sanctuary Loves, and if you're new here, welcome. Now remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always use your own discernment. Today I want to talk about what grief taught me spiritually. Not in a polished way or a way that ties everything up with a pretty little bow, because grief doesn't work like that. Grief is messy, it is layered, personal, and it is sacred. And if you've lived through grief, you already know it changes you, and it does not ask for permission. For me, grief taught me that love does not end just because someone is no longer physically present. That was one of the biggest spiritual lessons of all for me. Love is energy. Love moves. Love lingers. Love speaks in memories, in dreams, and signs, songs, and timing, in those moments you cannot logically explain, but feel all the way in your soul. Grief taught me that just because I cannot touch someone the same way does not mean the connection is gone. It also taught me how deeply human beings cling to control. We want to believe that if we love hard enough, pray hard enough, do enough, fix enough, hold on tightly enough, we can stop life from changing. But we can't. We simply cannot. Grief humbled me. It showed me how powerless I really was in some situations, and that kind of truth can really break a person open, but it can also wake them up. And spiritually, it taught me surrender in a way nothing else could. Grief taught me that healing is not linear. It is not one breakthrough and then you ride into the sunset like some emotionally enlightened unicorn. No. Sometimes you think you're doing better, and then one date, one smell, one song, one random memory knocks the wind right out of you. That does not mean that you're failing. It means grief has layers. It means healing has seasons. And it means the heart remembers in waves. It taught me the difference between surviving and healing. For a long time, I was surviving. I was just getting through, getting by. I was breathing, I was functioning, I was doing what had to be done, but surviving is not the same thing as healing. Healing asks more of you. It asks for honesty. It asks for stillness. It asks you to stop performing strength long enough to actually feel what is there. And that part is not glamorous, but it is real. Grief also sharpened my discernment. It showed me very clearly who could hold pain with care and who could not. Who showed up with presence and who showed up with noise. Who wanted to witness and who wanted to judge, fix, minimize, or turn my pain into something more comfortable for them. Grief will introduce you to people, but it will also expose them. And spiritually, that mattered. Because discernment is not bitterness, it is wisdom with a spine. It taught me to listen deeper to my body, to my intuition, to spirit, to silence, to the symbols and the dreams, to the things I used to second guess. And sometimes grief gets so loud that it drowns out everything false. And what is left underneath is truth. Raw truth, uncomfortable truth, holy truth. The kind that changes the way you pray, the way you love, the way you move, the way you see people, and the way you even see yourself. And grief taught me compassion too. Not the fake kind, not the kind that says everything happens for a reason and just tosses a spiritual sticker on suffering. I mean, real compassion. The kind that comes from having your heart cracked open enough to understand pain you cannot fix. The kind that makes you softer with people and wiser about energy at the same time. Because grief can make you gentler, but it can also teach you boundaries. And it taught me both. Maybe one of the hardest spiritual lessons grief taught me is that some losses do not get neatly resolved. Some grief does not disappear. Some pain becomes part of your landscape. But even then, it can still become sacred ground. Not because the pain itself is necessarily beautiful, but because of what you become as you learn to carry it. Grief can deepen you. It can strip away illusions. It can make you more real, more honest, more awake, more reverent with life. I would never sit here and romanticize grief. I would never tell someone to be grateful for pain just because it changed them. Some things hurt because they hurt, period. But I will say this truthfully. Grief changed me spiritually in ways nothing else ever could. It broke me open, not just down. And in that breaking, I found truths I know I may never have found any other way. And for that, I am grateful. So if you are grieving right now, whatever form that grief has taken, just know that you are not weak because it still hurts. You are not doing it wrong because it comes in waves. And you are not broken just because loss changed you. Sometimes grief is the fire that burns away what was false. Sometimes it's the darkness that teaches you how to see. Sometimes it's the portal that brings you back to your own soul, that brings you home. Sending you light, love, and healing. And I hope this helped.